guys, welcome to video number 2 of break-even analysis exercise. I've been kind of busy over the past 3 to 4 days with work and stuff. However, I do have some free time, some spare time now. I have about 20 to 30 minutes and I feel that I can be able to squeeze in this video in that amount of time. So left now, guys, if you remember from the previous video, was to insert our graph. We populated our table, both tables, and these are our business assumptions. Maybe just a recap before I move on. So what we did was read the scenario, which had all the relevant information as it relates to our selling price, our variable cost, as well as our fixed costs. We then move forward to begin populating our graph. We populated our variable cost. I explained what our variable costs are, as well as our contribution margin, our fixed cost, total cost, as well as our net income. And then I populated this graph as well. Some of you guys will probably ask yourselves why a quarter would cost so much, 40 rand, 40 bucks. But remember that this quarter also comes with fried chips, as well as some beans and some bologna and cheese. So that's why it costs so much. Anyway, guys, let's begin with our graph work. So we now need to insert a graph, guys. So what we'll need to do is to highlight this column, as well as this column, as well as this column, and then lastly the total cost column. These are all the columns that we will need for our graph. And then we go to insert, charts, and I really like this chart, guys. It's very simple, it's very basic and easy to understand, and it's very easy to use. It's very easy to edit. We don't need a chart title, guys, so I'll just delete it. And then our legend will be our chart title. So we'll format our legend and we will move it to the top. Awesome stuff. And then I will make our graph a little bit bigger. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So we now have our graph, guys. We now have our graph. All that we need to do now is to do a little bit of cleaning up. We just need to edit our graph. So I'll just begin editing our graph. If you see here, guys, our sales go all the way to 40,000 rand. We don't need the extra 45,000 rand, so I'll just edit this. Edit format X's maximum is 40,000 rand. There we go. And then our units go all the way up to 1,000. We don't need the extra 1.2, so I'll go ahead and edit our axes formats 1,000 rand. Awesome stuff. Now all that's left to do, guys, is to insert our label. It's to insert our label within the graph. As you can see, we don't have a label showing our break-even point as of yet. We also don't have it in our legend. So we will need to add this label, guys, in our graph. So what we'll do is we will right-click on our graph, right-click, select data, add a legend. And then our series name will be break-even units is equal to 300 rand. Our X value is our 300 units, and then our Y value is our 12,000 rand. Okay, enter. Okay. As you can see, guys, that our label has been added in our graph. The only problem is that we can't really identify it now. We can't really see it now. However, the legend is already there. So this means that this label is somewhere on this graph. then it's right here. So what I'll do is I'll right click and add a call out so that our label is visible, and then I'll just do some editing here, guys, so that this currency speaks to rands. So what I'll do is format data labels number, category is currency, and then it's changed to rands, and then our decimal places, let's just round it off to the nearest 1,000 or 100. Awesome stuff. Oh no, let me just change this data label because it's now confusing, because this is actually 300 units, not 300 rand. Let me just leave it as a number, because we already know that this stands for 12,000 rand. Because this 300 symbolizes our units. Let me just add axis titles. Axis titles. We don't need one here because it would be redundant to add axis titles here, because we already know that this stands for rands. So let me just go ahead and delete this one here, and then edit this one as units. There we go. Now as you can see, guys, that this 300 rand stands for, sorry, this 300 stands for 300 units, and this 12,000, it stands for 12,000 rand in sales. Okay, I think everything is good to go. Everything is good to go as it relates to our graph work. Everything is good to go. Let me just compare it with our answer. Everything looks correct. Okay, cool. So let's just go back to the required. Prepare a break-even analysis table, which we've done. So we've done that part, and then and a chart, which we've also done, and then advise Usipo if he should or shouldn't open up his business. So in advising Usipo, we would say, if Sipo can be able to generate 300 units of quotas within a month, he will break even at that point. He will break even. But if he can produce more than 300 units, let's say he produces 400 units in a month, he will make 1,000 rand in profits. If he produces 500 units of quotas, he will make 2,000 rand in profits, and so on and so forth. So this actually looks like a very feasible business, and Usipo should definitely open up this business, but he should be aware of his costs, his expenses, as well as his incomes. So he should definitely open up this business only if he will be able to at least make 300 units in quotas, because at that point he will be breaking even. Okay, guys, so maybe this is a good point to maybe do a what if analysis. What if Usipo actually charges not 40 rands but 35 bucks? If Sipo charges 35 bucks, as you guys can see that his new break-even point is now 600 units. He will need to produce 600 units of quotas just to break even, and then he will only be making a profit at 700 units. He will make a profit of 500 rands. And as you can see that the change, because we've changed our unit selling price to 35 rand, the change has also automatically been made on our graph. Our graph has gone up. So guys, we've answered the question. We've prepared a table, a chart. We've also advised Usipo if he should or shouldn't open up his business, and we ended up saying that he should, only if he can produce at least 300 units, because at that point he will break even, and thereafter he will make a profit. Yeah, I think we've answered the question. Hopefully this video is useful for you guys. I really enjoyed making this video. I'll also continue to make more videos. I'm thinking of making a video about a business plan, especially as it relates to the financial projections, the financial parts of a business plan. I'm thinking of making a series of videos on that. Um, yeah, but anyway, guys, just please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Also, turn on the notification bell so you can get um, these videos as soon as they drop, as soon as I release them. What else? What else? Am I forgetting anything? Mm. Oh, also, guys, what I'll do is I will attach a link of this Excel file in the description down below so that you guys can have access to it and you can just play around with it. Um, yeah, thank you very much, guys. Awesome stuff.